If you are releasing your music on Spotify and you don't understand the economics, the system, and the algorithm Spotify works with on your music, you're just guessing the way you promote your music. So in today's video, I want to show you a real quick overview how the Spotify algorithm works, what is important for you, and what you can implement into your promotion to really trigger the algorithm and use it for your future releases. So let's start with this little overview here. And as you can see, right down here, we have the listener and the song. And what Spotify do is Spotify builds a profile for every listener, every user that is on the platform, and for every song that is released or published on the platform. On the listener side, Spotify collects data about at what times you are listening to music, how does your taste in music change over the day. So, for example, you're like listening to more chill music in the morning and more energetic music in the evening because you're working out or something like this. Spotify collects exact these data and knows to what times you're listening to what kind of music or even a podcast or something like this. And at the same time, Spotify is building a profile about the song that is released on Spotify. And on the song or about the song, Spotify is collecting data about streams and type of streams. So intentional streams from the ad, streams from outside the ad. So like over an advertisement from Instagram, and then you go to Spotify and stream to the song. Spotify collects data about how long is the song listened to by the users on Spotify. So average listen time, as you can see down here. Spotify collects data about saves and playlist ads, shares, and so much more. And what this does, these two profiles, the profiles of the song and the profile of the listener, is the recommendation system. So an algorithm is basically just a recommendation system. So Spotify tries to have the profile of the user and the profile of the song, and then tries to connect both of them, the right user with the right song. And that's basically how even the algorithm on Instagram is working right now. Instagram collects data about what content are you watching and then recommends you content that might interest you based on what you watched before. And that's basically what Spotify is doing as well. And Spotify doing this with three simple pillars. It's the collaborative filtering. So if you listen to track A and B, you may also like track C. So pretty simple. Audio analyzers is the second pillar of everything. And what Spotify is doing here is analyzing the song. Pretty simple. So it's analyzed the tempo, key, instruments, vocals, then like some basic, I would say, summarizes of all the things. So Spotify knows how positive your music sounds like. It's musical positiveness, if this makes sense for you. So based on all the data itself, so the tempo, the key, the elements that are in there, and the genre, Spotify knows, okay, I have a song that's really high energetic and really more for partying, like not for the guy who's listening to chill music in the morning, and so on with every song. And language processing is like basically if you upload while distributing your music to Spotify, if you upload your lyrics, Spotify is analyzing the lyrics, and this is also a way to see how is the mood, the vibe of the song, what it is about. So if your Spotify profile is that you're listening to love songs and the lyrics are really about a love song, then basically Spotify will connect you with this song because the lyrics show it's a love song. And this the recommendation system is just what Spotify does for the listeners. So how it connects the listeners and the song. What is important for us as producers, artists who are releasing music on Spotify is just this. The profile Spotify has about our song, what data it collects, and that it feeds the popularity score on Spotify. If you never heard of the popularity score on Spotify, it's basically, as you can see here, a bar from 0 to 100. And it just is an indicator for how popular is your song on Spotify. And 0 basically means no one is listening, saving, or adding your song to his playlist, and there's no interest for your song on Spotify at all. And if you're at 100, what's I think basically not possible for us normal people, but at 100, it will say like nearly every user on Spotify knows and listens to your song, has it saved and added to his own playlist, or like the majority of users on Spotify, not everyone. And our goal is to feed the popularity score on Spotify with enough data, because at around 30 of the popularity score, Spotify is giving us an algorithmic push to these playlists. Discover Weekly, Radio, the AI DJ playlist, which might have occurred in your feed already, On Repeat, Release Radar, and so much more, like Daylist and something like this. And these are algorithmic playlists from Spotify's algorithm, basically. And why they are so important for us as releasing artists on Spotify is because with these kind of playlists, we are seeing that the Spotify algorithm is seeing our song, and it indicates that you have a good popularity score on Spotify. And this means your song has a good resonance for the users, and Spotify wants to push your song to more users on Spotify. And this is the case with the recommendation system, but not this important for us as releasing artists. You can, like over this popularity checker from Submit you can check your popularity score. And basically, if you're really using it inside your release process, your promotional or your promotion plan, you have to check it once in a while, because we have to work to have a popularity score of 30 or more to get an algorithmic push and have our song more and more played out to other people, to new people that can become possible fans for us. So it's basically, that's everything that explains the algorithm of Spotify. It builds catalogs, or it builds like profiles about everything that's on Spotify, the listener and the songs, the podcast, something like this. And then it tries to connect the listener and the song throughout its own recommendation system and have a match. And this is important for Spotify, because Spotify is some kind of social media platform, and it wants you to be on the platform. As longer you are on the platform, the longer Spotify makes money from you. By the way, if you need help promoting your music, making your songs better to trigger and fit the Spotify algorithm, this is what I'm doing with my clients, with my artists I work with all the time. Inside the LaunchLab system, you are going from perfecting your songs to be released to promote the songs with your own promotional strategy that we will build together to really build momentum with consistent releases, consistent finished songs, and a strategy that you can follow along regularly for a long time and finally see results as an artist. I will put a link to reach out to me in the description. So if you're interested in making more out of your music, out of your promotion, out of your streams and everything, just reach out to me and let us talk about your music. And this is important for us because, as you can see here, Spotify's big goal is session length. So the session is how long you are on the app, or how long are you using Spotify and listening to music, podcasts, or something like this. It's Spotify's North Star. It's the promise. It's everything that they want. They want you to use the platform as long as possible to get them money in their pockets. And if your song, your profile, your music, your playlist, everything that you have and own on Spotify is promising this North Star, the session lengths, and gets people or keeps people on the platform, it will more and more push your song to more people. And this is important because if Spotify sees, okay, this song really gets people on my platform and really keeps people on the platform because they are because the people that are on my platform listening to more and more music, to more and more playlists, Spotify will reward this song because it sees this song is keeping people on my platform. And what we are seeing here is these three important patterns we have to implement into our music, into our songs and our promotion to promise this North Star of Spotify. It's strong opening seconds that prevent early skips. So if someone is on your song and keeps on your song for more than 5, 10, or 15 seconds, it's possible, or it's like the highest chance, the highest chance that he will be on your song as long as possible, listen throughout the song. You have a more average listen time, and Spotify will push your song more and more and increase your popularity index because the user is longer on the platform. Really simple. Context fit, meaning your track belongs in the mood and tempo range of the playlist or seed it was selected from. And this means if your song is in a playlist, basically in your own or some curated playlist from SubmitHub or some other curator systems, and your song is on the playlist and is listened throughout completely on the playlist, it's also a good sign for Spotify because your song is fitting these playlist, is inside the playlist, and some people are on the playlist on your song, listen to the song completely. They were longer on the playlist on the platform, and it's a good sign. So your song was the right for this playlist. Your song made possible that this guy was longer on the platform, and you get rewarded by Spotify because session length. And the follow-on listening is where people play another of your songs or explore your artist page after hearing one track. And this is something that's really common with Facebook ads from artists or for artists. If you promote one of your songs and people really get interested in your sound, your songs, and everything you've released before, they will go on your artist profile and listen to more of your songs. And this is like basically why I always say you have to have an catalog like of 5, 6, 7, up to 10 songs and more that the catalog has to be growing. Because if you promote one song throughout a playlist, throughout meta ads or what kind ever, and the people go on your profile or on the song, and then on your profile, Spotify sees this as another positive signal from your profile, your song, that people are longer on the platform. And so your whole profile gets a push. So all of your songs gets a push by Spotify and get triggered by the algorithm to be sent out to more people in the future. And if you're releasing music and you are like not sure how you can check if you are triggering the algorithm the right way or if your song is worth being triggered by the algorithm from Spotify, these are all the engagement signals from positive to negative that are important for you. And as you can see, like there's nothing about streams inside these signals because streams are like likes on Instagram. It's just vanity metrics. So you can have 100,000 streams on your song, but if the song isn't saved to any library or any playlist or something like this, there's like no engagement on the song, and everything what I've told you before isn't important anymore because Spotify sees, okay, people are listening to the song, but they are not resonating with the song. They are not saving it. They don't want to listen to it again. And Spotify sees, okay, it's not the right, I can't find the right fit for your song if nothing tells me that he likes it. And just a stream, a listen is not a sign of I like the song and not a sign of engagement. And that's why we are really trying to trigger these events to have a positive impact onto the algorithm of Spotify. And as you can see, save to library, the playlist add, the complete listen, and the repeat play, and the follow are the highest positive engagement signals you can have. And basically, these two are the ones that are the most important. Library saves and playlist adds. And that's what we want to do when we are promoting our music. We want to say, not just listen to my song, we want to say, save the song, add it to your playlist, and listen to it again, because that's the highest positive engagement signal you can deliver to the Spotify algorithm. A complete listen is hard to track because Spotify for Artists doesn't show you, okay, like 30% of users are listening an average listen time of 30, 40, 50 seconds. It's not in like in Instagram. In Instagram Reels, you can see like how long the people are watching. But if our song is produced in a way, like I always tell you, it has to be produced with hook, energy, and emotion. So it's easy for people to listen throughout the whole song. We can be sure that people are listening to the song completely, and it's again a high positive signal to the algorithm. The repeat play is what I already told you. It's like if the song is saved to their playlist, and it's not just saved, it's also listened again from the playlist, from the library. It's again a high positive signal. Follow is like in here, it's high positive, but it should be more like this way. It is a positive signal to the algorithm, but it's not really, proved that it's a really, really high positive signal to the algorithm. It says, okay, this artist is important for me. So Spotify sees, okay, this user profile wants to listen to this artist profile again. So I have to find similar users with this profile, and maybe I can recommend the artist to these users also. Share and sense, like going away from the app and sending the song over Spotify, is not really confirmed or proved if it's a good way. I think if you're going away from the platform and sending a link to the song over WhatsApp to your friends or family, something like this, it's not a best sign. But right now, even if you send the song on WhatsApp, Spotify sees that you've sent the song and opens a chat in the Spotify app if you see this already. And I think this is like, again, building a kind of profile of these two. Like if you are sending it to your friend, Spotify sees this song is listened by these two user profiles, you and your friend. So it's again a signal to the algorithm and maybe a way Spotify will find new people for the recommendation system that will see your song in the future. And I want to really talk about this, and I have to make it even bigger. A skip before 30 seconds. So all of you know 30 seconds is the cut time where Spotify counts a stream. Everything before is just noise. It's not a stream, it's nothing. But if someone is listening to your songs less than 30 seconds and is skipping, it's the highest negative signal to the algorithm because Spotify can't collect any data from the or for the user profile. He's going away from your music, from your profile. So it's a negative signal to the algorithm about your artist profile, about your song profile. And it's just Spotify can't even count a stream. And just when Spotify can count a stream, Spotify earns money with your music. It's pretty simple. And if you're taking the chance from Spotify to earn money with the music on Spotify, it's just sending a negative signal to the algorithm about your song. And that's why I always say the first 30 seconds of the song, the intro, the first break until the drop, or everything that happens in this time frame is the most important part of your song for streaming. For streaming, it isn't the drop. The drop is also important because people want to remember the drop, want to dance to the drop, sing to the drop, something like this. But to trigger the algorithm to push your song more and more, the first 30 seconds are the most important part of your song. And everything you have to do is make this kind of perfect. I know the perfect isn't the right term for this, but make it as easy as possible for someone to listen throughout the first 30 seconds. They have to be introduced to the song, to what is happening in the song, and what is the song giving them in terms of energy, mood, or something like this. So people have to cross the 30-second line for you to have a stream, for Spotify to have a stream, and for you to have a positive signal on your algorithm. And I think these 5 key signals are everything you have to watch at while checking your Spotify stats when you promote a song. Streams to listener ratio is I have X amount of streams and X amount of listeners. And if I have like, as you can see here, a 1.5 ratio, a 2.0 ratio, it just means fewer people are listening to my song more. So this means 50 listeners, 100 streams. Every one of these 50 listeners is listening to your song 2 times. And this means like I said, repeat listen, a positive signal to the algorithm. The save rate. Pretty simple. You can check inside Spotify for Artists, inside the stats, how often is your track saved, add it to different playlists. And if people are saving your song, if your song is saved to private libraries, to private playlists, to open playlists or created playlists, it's a positive signal. A skip rate isn't really what you can trigger. I already said it, or what you can check inside the Spotify for Artists. But maybe you can get an idea when you really promote your song through some paid service like ads and have like a high conversion rate. So you see like in 1 week, you have 1,000 conversions. So 1,000 people are going from the ad to the song, but you have just 100 streams in this week. So basically, like from these 1,000 guys, 600 have started the song, but just 100 have listened more than 30 seconds to your song. So it can be an indicator for a high skip rate, and maybe you have to check it for your next song to have more important or better first 30 seconds. Long-term engagement is like basically checking your Spotify stats for all of your songs for monthly, or for 3 months, for half a year, for a whole year. And the audience and context signals is, I'm not sure if Spotify is really checking this, but some sources say that Spotify is analyzing the whole web, what is maybe talked about your music, where your songs also shine through, like on Spotify or other blogs or something like this. This can be a signal to the algorithm, but I'm not sure because it's not really confirmed that, everything is working in this way. So I'm not sure if Spotify is analyzing the whole web when they just want to have you on their platform. And as you can see here, a summary: song doesn't just need plays, it needs passionate plays, people coming back, saving it, not skipping it, and listening for months. These are the tracks that end up on your personal playlists. And it's saying your personal playlists, but for us music producers, for us artists that are promoting our music, our goal is on personalized playlist from other users. And yeah, I hope you get an idea, an understanding of the algorithm and how you can use it for you in the future. If you have some questions about this, then just reach out to me. And yeah, if you want access on this, I will put a link underneath the video inside the description, so you can check this and check out the boxes and what is in there. And yeah, hope you have a great understanding of the algorithm now and can even promote your music better in the future. So then, see you and bye bye.